So, do you enjoy surfing? Oh, that was PK wake surfing. So I saw the news yesterday, I think. So I thought it was a nice introduction. So I've never tried surfing, I think, or wake surfing or anything with or windsurfing. Never. Some students have sometimes written about paddle surf, where you use a paddle or kind of oar, remo, to get into the sea and so on. And they say it's fun and it's relatively easy. So if you go to page 32, I want you to read this little. This could be like a blog entry, okay, about a guy. Well, I don't know if it's a girl or a boy talking about surfing. Oh yeah, it's a boy, Liam. Okay, so read it and answer these 4 questions. Okay, so go ahead, stop the video and read and answer the questions. So I don't know if there's any vocabulary. Wetsuit is un traje neopreno. Okay, I have one to swim during winter. I think last time I put it on was at Christmas to go swimming, and it protects you from the cold. Okay, so but his granny went swimming without a wetsuit, which I know some people who do it too, who in winter swim without a wetsuit, but I don't know how long you can last. Normally after 20-25 minutes you can't continue because you have like hypothermia. It's like when people go to the snow and so on, okay, or like climbing in the snow, mountaineers. Okay, so how long has Liam loved surfing? I hope you've answered. Okay, since he was 14 years old. Now, does he still spend his summers with his grandparents? It says here, I used to spend, so we saw this in the first unit. So I used to refers to actions that happened in the past and are no longer true. So no, he does not. When did he move to Galway? Galway, I think that's a song by Ed Sheeran, Galway Girl or something. Perhaps I've made it up. So, 6 months ago, I got a job and I've been living there since. Since means since 6 months ago. Okay, so he moved away 6 months. He moved 6 months ago. And how often does he go surfing now? I've been able to go surfing every weekend. Okay, so now we're going to look at present perfect and past simple. I don't know why they've mixed it with other verb tenses, which makes it a bit confusing, but anyway. Okay, so look at the underlying verb forms in the text and decide which ones describe completed actions in the past and which ones describe past habits which are now finished. Past habit is actions that happen repeatedly for some time. Okay, so again, stop it and decide which is which. Okay, so let's see. The first one, I used to spend. So this is a past habit. Okay, remember used to and would the same. Used to and would can be used in the same way to describe actions that happened repeatedly in the past. So drive and swim are both actions that happened repeatedly. Okay, so these 3 are past habits. Now, I left college. This is a past action, a complete action. I left college. It happened once and that's it. Okay, I lived a 6-hour drive. So that is a completed action because for some time I did it. I did it. It's not really a complete action. It is more of a state. Okay, but you don't have that option of completed states. Okay, so we'll count it as completed actions in the past because it happened for some time and it finished. And it wasn't like a repeated action, it was a state. And could, this is not really a completed action. This is could like possibility, something that he was able to do. So you can ignore this one. Now a bit more useful. Notice the highlighted examples of present perfect. Now, present perfect simple. Present perfect is when you have has or have plus the third form. The third form is gone, for example, go, when, gone, or been, or if it is regular, the third form is et. This is funny because I've just seen this with 2 more groups, one of them being the beginners now. Look, listen and learn, year 3. Okay, so it's funny that you see this for 5 years and still many people have trouble using it. Okay, so you have this one, I've been, okay, has or have plus the third form. Can you find 5 more examples of this? Stop it and go ahead. Okay, make sure you have it. I'm going to show the answers again. Simple. Simple means that you don't have ing, because there are some examples with present perfect continuous, which we'll see this tomorrow. Okay, so I told you how I've been living, that is present perfect continuous, because it's verb to be in present perfect form plus ing. And I've been having, again, that is present perfect continuous. So I've been able, I've been, present perfect. We've been together, present perfect. I've had, present perfect simple. I've really enjoyed, and I've never entered. Okay, so I don't like too much what you have here, so we're going to look at it later on page 145. But since it's here, I want you to see it. Okay, I want you to try to match the different uses. The present perfect as well as all the other verb tenses have different uses. It's like when you say will. Will is for the conditional, will is can be for the future, will is for a polite expression like if you will excuse me, which you had in chapter 1 of Rebecca. Okay, so it happens with all verb tenses. So look at the sentence and try to decide which use of present perfect you have, okay, out of these three uses. So think about it. Stop the video. I'm going to give the answer in 3, 2, 1. So I've been able to go surfing every weekend. This is not the best example, but has recently happened. I've never entered a surfing competition. Again, this one is not very clear, but indefinite time in the past, and I've been mad about surfing, so began in the past and still continues, okay, and it's still true. Now I'll try to give you better examples, but then on page 145 we'll see more things. For example, began in the past and is still continuing. So we've had online lessons since the confinement started. So it started in the past, it's still true. For example, you've lived in Elda all your life. I've lived in Elda for the last 10 years. So I started 10 years ago and it's still true. So began in the past and is still continuing. Tomorrow we'll see that normally you use present perfect continuous for things that started in the past and still continue. We'll see it tomorrow. Now, something that has recently happened. This is not the best example. Normally, you see this with just, yet, and already. I say, do your homework. And you say, no, I've already done it. So something that is recent and is relevant to the present. I'm not doing my homework, or I'm saying no because I've already done it, or I've just. Do you want something to eat? No, thank you. I've just had breakfast. Okay, so something recent that is relevant. So normally with yet when you ask or in the negative, and already and just. Okay, so these are clear examples. And indefinite time in the past. Yeah, but it's I've never. So it's not really indefinite in the past. It's from the past until now. I've never done it. For example, have you ever been to London? Yes, that means at any point, at any indefinite time in your life, have you ever been to London? Yes, I have. I've been to London. Okay, so I've been to London. It could be yesterday or it could be 15 years ago, but you've been to London. So that is indefinite time in the past. Okay, so before we look at 5 and 6, we're going to go to page 145 and we're going to highlight these uses because I think it's clearer there. It's more or less what I've just explained. Okay, so there 145. So this is funny, but it doesn't really have the use of like indefinite. Now it appears with this use. Okay, so present perfect states anyway normally up to and including the present. This is the key. Okay, so we've had lessons for 3 months. We studied 3 months ago and we're still doing it. Okay, so from the past until the present. And you can also use this at an indefinite time. Okay, indefinite in the past. I can write here indefinite in the past as opposed to past simple, because past simple is the confinement period started on March the 14th or the 15th. I think March the 15th. So that's specific in the past. Okay. However, we've been I don't know. No vaccine has been found for COVID-19. So no indefinite. I haven't said when, especially when you use it in the negative. Okay. There have been many plagues throughout history. So I don't know when, but in history, since we know about the past until now, there have been several plagas. Okay, so indefinite in the past. The last one was the Black Death, I think, La Peste Negra. I think it was the Black Death. Okay, which happened 200 years ago. Okay, or whenever, I don't remember. So that's specific in the past, so that is possible. And the other one is something that is connected to the present. Normally because it's like it has happened recently. Normally recently or at some point in the past. Okay. No, I've already done it. Do your homework. I've already done it. Make your bed. I've already made my bed. Brush your teeth. I've already brushed my teeth. Okay. So these are examples of things which are more or less recent, or either they are recent, especially with just, or they are relevant to the present. So I don't want to eat because I've already had breakfast, so it's relevant to the present. Sometimes it's recent, sometimes it's not recent. Like I've already watched that film. Perhaps I watched it 10 years ago, but it's relevant to the present. I don't want to watch it again. Now we look at this in the future. Now past simple. We've seen this before already. Specific in the past, or habits or states in the past. When I was young, I played football every weekend. Or when I was young, I had a bicycle. So it's a state in the past or a habit in the past. So you can use past simple or used to or would, but we saw that in unit 1. Okay, we'll see this again tomorrow. With state verbs, you can't use the continuous form. Okay, if it is love, you can say I've been loving it. No, I've loved it. Okay, or I've been having 2 children. You can say that. I've had 2 children for 8 years, nearly 9. Okay, so we'll leave this the exercise that you have below on page 145 for tomorrow. Okay, so go back to 32. Now you had it there. Okay, some typical words that you could find were since and for, and then already just and yet, no, for negative and questions. So here you have since and for. These are also 2 typical words to express something that started in the past and has continued until the present. You can use since and for. So read the sentences and decide which refers to a period of time, like how much time, and which one refers to a point, a specific time or a moment in the past. So since indicates when the action started. Okay, so I've been recording this lesson since 10 o'clock. So the action started at 10 o'clock. So I've been recording the lesson for 18 minutes. 18 minutes is the amount of time. Okay, period of time, amount of time, 18 minutes. So for goes plus an amount of time. Since indicates when it started. So since Monday, since 10 o'clock, since 2015. Okay, since indicates the moment when something started happening and it has continued until now. For the amount of time. So which of these expressions normally go? This can help. Okay, which of these go with past simple and which of these go with present perfect, and then which can go with both. So you can just put PS past simple, PP PP present perfect. Okay, and if it is both, you put a B for both. So think about it. What I'll do, I'll give you examples with sentences. I mean, the best thing is to think of examples, typical sentences where you use one or the other. Okay, so go ahead. So ready? So I'll give you examples. I last played football 3 years ago. Okay, so ago indicates a moment in the past. So past simple. Already, present perfect. I've already done it. I've already had breakfast. I've already recorded 3 videos. At lunchtime, specific in the past. I watched the news yesterday at lunchtime. Hiccups. In 2010, past simple. I moved back to Spain in 2010. I was living in America and I moved back to Spain in 2010, specific in the past. Just can be both, depending on the meaning. If it is recently, it's present perfect. Okay, I've just recorded a video for the other group. I've just done it. I've just hiccuped. I've just hiccuped. Something recent. And just meaning only that. So I just wanted, okay, when I called you, I just wanted to say hello. So you could use just with past simple. Okay, I just spent 20 euros. So like only, so there you can use past simple. Now last month is specific in the past. So some students took the exam last month. Okay, a year older than you took the exam last month, specific in the past. Never can be both. It depends. If you give a frame time, okay, so when I was in America, I never had an accident. During that period of time, specific period of time in the past, I never had an accident. Or when I was young, specific time in the past, I never wanted to be a teacher. Okay. And then the other meaning of never is from the moment I was born until now. So since it includes the present, is present perfect. I've never had a plane accident. Okay, for example, I've never hit a student. Okay, once can be both. If it means the number of times, then is present perfect. I've been to Canada only once. Okay, so only one time. I've been to Canada 3 times. I've been to Alicante hundreds of times. Okay, so if it refers to the number of times from the past until the present, how many times? Okay, that is present perfect. But then if it refers to like once upon a time, like una vez, not like the number of times, referring to that once in the past. So I once witnessed a crime. So una vez fui testigo de un crimen. I once witnessed a bicycle accident. Okay, like once. Okay, specific in the past, because I'm referring to something specific that happened. That's difficult. Now, so far is until the present, so obviously present perfect. Okay, so far 11 students have taken the exam. So far, since the first one did it until now, so far until now. This month hasn't finished. Okay, so it's from the past until the present. This month I've given 20 lessons. Okay, and yet can be both. If you give a context, okay, when you ask me, I didn't know yet how long we would have lessons. Okay, but normally it's present perfect. Okay, no, I haven't done it yet. Have you done it yet? No, I haven't done it yet. Okay, so this is it. I hope you have understood this as well as possible. You have that on page 145. What helps the most is examples and understanding how it's used. Then tomorrow we'll revise it again, so that otherwise the lesson will be too long. So we'll revise it when we'll do present perfect simple and continuous plus page 33. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.